Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Central Florida Hotel Lodging Association, I want to welcome all of you to our Orange County Public Schools 2019 State of the Schools Address. We are pleased that you're joining us this morning on Friday the 13th. And like you, I'm looking forward to this OCPS update. Before we officially begin today's program, it is truly my privilege to recognize the following businesses and organizations. Please help me first thank our presenting sponsor, Addition Financial. Now, yes, that's worth a round of applause. Now, let us recognize the following featured sponsors: Advent Health, Core Construction, Mechanical Services of Central Florida, Orlando Health, Premier Elevator Company, Spectrum Enterprise, the University of Central Florida, Wells Fargo, Wharton Smith, and the Williams Company. And now for our community sponsors. Yes, let's. Our community sponsors, ladies and gentlemen: BMS CAT of Orlando, the Boy Scouts of America Central Florida Conso, Duke Energy, Gilbane Building Company, the Greater Orlando Builders Association, Heart of Florida United Way, Orlando Premium Outlets, Ripley's, believe it or not, Orlando, the University of Phoenix Central Florida Campus, and the Valencia College and the Valencia College Foundation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us collectively recognize these important sponsors and community partners. At this time, it is appropriate to officially welcome our Central Florida elected and community leaders. As I call your name, I'm going to invite you to please stand, and please remain standing, and let us, as an audience, collectively acknowledge all individuals at the conclusion of these introductions. From Orange County Commission, District 5, Emily Bonilla. From Orange County Schools Board members, District 7, Melissa Bird. From Orange County Schools Board Member, District 6, Karen Castel-Dento. From the Orange County Supervisor of Elections, the Supervisor, Bill Cowles. From Orange County Comptroller, Phil Diamond. From Orange County Schools School Board Member, District 1, Angie Gallo. From Orange County School Board Member, District 5, Kat Gordon. From Orange County, our School Board Chair, Teresa Jacobs. From Orange County School Board Vice Chair, District 3, Linda Colbert. From Orange County School Board Member, District 2, Joanna Lopez. From Orange County Sheriff, from the Orange County Sheriff's Office, the Sheriff, John Mina. From the City of Apopka, Mayor Brian Nelson. From Orange County Tax Collector, Scott Randolph. From Orange County Commission, District 6, Victoria Siplin. From the state of Florida, District 49, Carlos Smith. And from Orange County Commission District 3, Myra Uribe. And now our community leader, and of course, our Orange County Public Schools Superintendent, Barbara Jenkin. Ladies and gentlemen, let us collectively recognize these distinguished Central Florida elected and community leaders. Now, it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage today's presenting sponsor from Addition Financial, the Chief Operating Officer, Kevin Doherty. Kevin? Thank you,
sir. Good morning. On behalf of Addition Financial, we are pleased to be the presenting sponsor of the 2019 OCPS State of the Schools event in partnership with CFHLA. For more than 8 decades, we've had a strong focus on serving educators within our community, and we look forward to continuing that tradition. At Edition Financial, we are proud as ever to support our local school districts to continue programs like our high school branches, financial education classes, and our district high school debit card program, which shows pride while also giving back to the school district. In 2018, Edition Financial donated 3 cents for each transaction made by these cards. We were able to give $48,000 back to OCPS. Outside of the programs and sponsorships, we are a credit union focusing on helping the students and faculty have the tools they need to be financially successful. Sponsoring events like this State of the Schools gives us an opportunity to learn more about OCPS and continue to find new ways to grow our partnership. On this college game day weekend, of course, I want to say charge on and go Knights. Big game this weekend. Thank you for having us today, and I'd like to welcome School Board Vice Chairman Dr. Kat Gordon to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty, so very much. We go way back, a long time. It's so nice to have Editions Financial, the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association, plus all our other sponsors and community guests that's here with us today. You are here for the 2019 State of the Schools Address. We want to thank you for your support and interest in our A school district. Yes. I'd like to take this moment and introduce several outstanding members of the OCPS family who are here with us this morning. One of our original 2015 Hall of Fame inductees is here with us this morning, and that's none other than Mr. Dick Batchelor, a proud graduate of Evans High School. Thank you, Mr. Batchelor, for all you do for us. Among our reigning Stellar Award winners, let me introduce our Principal of the Year, none other than Ann Lynham. Ms. Lynham won the award while serving as a master principal at Millennium and Millennium Gardens Elementary School. She is now an executive area director in the Transformation Office. Thank you, Ms. Lynham, for all you have done for District 5 and OCPS. The Assistant Principal of the Year is none other than Dr. David Hardrake. From Meadowbrook Middle School, who is now the principal of Meadowbrook Middle School. You can give that another hand. And a proud OCPS graduate. And the OCPS Teacher of the Year is here with us this morning, Mrs. Melissa Pappas. Melissa is an exceptional student education teacher at the outstanding Brookshire Elementary School. We also have with us today Miss Wendy Dormo, President of the Orange County Classroom Teachers Association, along with her core person, Mr. Ron Pollard, President of the Orange Educators Support Professional Association. You two, please stand. Thank you. Our community is essential to our mission, and I would like to ask Chairman Eddie Sanabia and all of the board members of the Foundation for Orange County Public Schools to please stand and let us thank you for all that you do on our behalf. So, Mr. Eddie Sanabia, you can let everybody know that we love you all so much. And now, hopefully you are golfers. Picked up a flyer about the foundation 20th annual 4-hour school golf tournament at your table in the lobby. Finally, please welcome Tracy Strecker, President of the Orange County Council of PTAs. Thank you, Ms. Strecker, for what you do. Now, will you all please stand as I call on the Oak Ridge High School Air Force Junior ROTC, directed by Chief Master Sergeant Robert Nutting, to present the colors of our nation. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, as you're standing, I want to introduce a talented, applause, award-winning singer from Cypress Creek High School, Argenis Pena. He will lead us in singing our national anthem. After the anthem, please remain standing until the colors have been retired.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Please be seated, everyone. Today, we will have the invocation delivered by Ken Green, the senior pastor at Prince of Peace at the corner of Cimarron Boulevard and Curry Ford Road. Pastor.
Please join me in prayer. Gracious Lord, in a world where there is so much discord and violence, we ask first of all that you would keep our students, our schools, our learning communities, and our families safe. In a world that lacks respect and tolerance, we pray that you would help us to embrace our diverse community and to honor and value every person. In a world where learners are all both exceptional and capable, help us to create exciting and successful pathways to lead students to success. Bless our time to get today, the food that is provided for us, the sustenance you give us. We thank you also for those who guide us in our school system and in our county. And we pray this, I offer this prayer with respect for people of all faiths, as well as those who claim none. I offer this prayer in the name of my personal Lord, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Senior Pastor Green. Mr. Maladecki, I'll turn this show back over to you. I thank you for your great leadership in the past, your continued leadership as you continue to support and guide the families and staff and administrators of the Orange County Public School. We love you and thank you.
I never like following Kat Gordon. I feel whatever I say, whatever smile I put on my face is not going to be good enough. Thank you, Kat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us recognize today's host. And I would like to thank, and if you would help me thank, Mark Polite and Michael Rayborn and the staff here at the Doubletree by Hilton at the entrance to Universal for their fine hospitality this morning. Let's give it up for the good people at the Doubletree. And now to officially begin the Orange County State of the Schools Address, it is my pleasure and honor to welcome to our podium our Orange County School Board Chairperson, Teresa Jacobs.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is so exciting to be here this morning with all of you and to see so many friends and supporters of public education, community leaders. Rich, thank you, and thanks to the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association for your continued support of Orange County Public Schools. It warms my heart to see this many people that care about public education. Like you, I believe in the power of public education, and my hope is that we can energize even more people to become involved, not just by supporting our students, but by advocating for the funding that we need to continue the amazing transformation that has taken place at OCPS just in the last 20 years. A transformation that we are so excited to share with you today. But before we get started, let me introduce a committed advocate for our children. She is a former Superintendent of the Year for the state of Florida, as well as a finalist for the national title. And earlier this year, she was named the most powerful person in education by Orlando Magazine. While I'm excited about the great things happening at OCPS, Dr. Jenkins has earned more than just the right to be excited. She's earned the right to be proud. She has served as superintendent for 7 years, and prior to that, she served as the deputy superintendent. But for those of you who don't know, Dr. Jenkins first entered Orange County Public Schools, not as a teacher, as you might expect, although she did spend her entire teaching career here. She first entered as a first grade student at Eccleston Elementary School. Isn't that priceless? I'm sorry, I just love that picture. I still see it. I can still see it. So now, let me introduce and welcome our superintendent, Dr. Jenkins.
Good morning, and thank you, Chair Jacobs. Let me tell you, that first grade picture, those who were around A little over 7 years ago, when I first became superintendent, I shared that picture with the entire leadership team, just to give them a background of who I am. That face reflects a passion and a love for learning. I have loved school since that age till this point, and I am happy to share that picture with you for your comic relief this morning. Let me also say, before I begin, appreciate all of you being here, but I have to tell you, it is my great joy to work with 8 members of our school board who are incredible about their dedication to our children. But I want to tell you just specifically that Mayor Jacobs has continued to bring a passion for public education and for our young students to her new role. A few weeks ago, we had a meeting here, national representatives, my peers of large urban districts from across the country, and we asked Chair Jacobs to come and share a few remarks. And afterwards, my peers, many of them came to me and said she was phenomenal, she's passionate, she gets it, she understands what public education means, quite frankly, and she has compassion and passion for our children. And they asked me things like, where did you find her? How did you get her to come on your board? And one had the audacity, Bruce, to say, can we maybe convince her to move to our city? To which I quite vehemently said, absolutely not. But that dedication to young people has been a part of her charisma in this community for some time, and a revived and intense support for public education is going to be good for all of Central Florida. And I want you to help me thank Chair Teresa Jacobs.
Thank you.
Now we are ready and delighted to share some of our great accomplishments. Let me say this as well. None of what we've accomplished would be possible without our dedicated staff of more than 25,000 employees. That's right, we are second only to Disney. They show up every day with a single goal: to better the lives of our students. More than 14,000 of these team members are teachers. In fact, our teacher union president is here today, Wendy Dormal. They are on the front lines each day molding future generations. To put in perspective how large that responsibility is, today OCPS is the 8th largest school district in the nation, serving nearly 212,000 students in 199 schools. And this year, we're expecting to add 3,700 more students, growing more than any other district in the state. That could potentially move us up to the 7th largest district in the nation. Might consider those to be bragging rights, but not so fast. With growth come challenges, the most obvious being the challenge of keeping up with demand for new schools.
Not only is our district one of the largest in the nation, it is also rich with diversity. Today, our students come from 165 countries, and they speak 157 languages and dialects. Our students range from academically gifted to those with severe disabilities. And while some of our students come from affluent households, 69% of them qualify for free and reduced lunch. And sadly, more than 9,700 were homeless last year. But don't jump to conclusions about any of our students, because we certainly don't. We have children from homeless families who are brilliant, just as we have children from affluent families with significant learning disabilities. And to make sure that Orange County Public Schools didn't underestimate the potential of any of our students, in 2013, Dr. Jenkins directed Title I schools to begin testing all second graders, to see if they qualify for gifted programs. And in 2017, she expanded that initiative to across the district.
Universal screening prevents overlooking students that lack an advocate, such as a teacher or a parent, and ensures that every student is evaluated. Those underserved populations are identified. In our work to lead students to success, here are some additional notable accomplishments we want to share with you this year. Last year, 102 students from 18 high schools earned their associate's degree from Valencia College, along with their high school diploma, through our dual enrollment program. For the record, you know I love data, that is a 46% increase from the previous year. 110 of our graduates were accepted into U.S. service academies or the nation's top colleges and universities, as ranked by U.S. News and World Report. We honor these super scholars at a special recognition event each spring. 19 seniors from 9 high schools also were chosen as winners of the 2019 National Merit Scholarship Program. 16 others were semifinalists and also won scholarship awards. But what we are most proud of is the increase in graduation rates. So in 2000, our graduation rate was under 50%. We are extremely proud to report that for 2017-18, you read my slide before I could say it. Overall graduation rate includes charter schools and alternative schools was 88.9%. That's up 4.2 percentage points. But among our traditional 20 high schools, those schools we have direct control over, we reached a record high graduation rate of 96.1%. That is a 2.3 percentage point higher than the previous year.
Well, Dr. Jenkins and I are having fun working together because we both love data. But behind those statistics, and by anybody's standards, that was a dramatic increase. But behind those statistics, if you think about the actual lives of those young people that didn't graduate in 2000, they're about 37 years old now. And most of them have high school age or have school-age children. Probably most of them are coming up on graduation. Many of those children are probably part of our 69% of children on free and reduced lunches. How many challenges are those children facing today because their parents weren't able to graduate in 2000? Yet today, regardless of the challenges that those students face and all students face, they have a much greater chance of having a brighter future, not only because of the increased graduation rates, but also because of the expanded pathways to success offered by our career and technical education programs.
Thanks to our record graduation rate and focus on preparing students for college and career, Orange County Public Schools regained its A rating from the Florida Department of Education. We are one of only 24 districts out of 67, and one of only 3 A districts among the state's 7 large urban districts. Now, while a single letter grade doesn't tell the whole story of our schools, we are pleased with the recognition contributed to by all of our schools to earn the district's overall letter grade. On our website, you'll find comprehensive school report cards with more detailed looks at individual school performance.
And before we move on, I want to take a moment to recognize the prior board members. Chairman Bill Sublette, who I don't believe is here with us today, but members Nancy Robinson, Christine Moore, Joey Cato, and Daryl Flynn. Are you here? Any of you all here with us? If so, please rise so we can recognize you. It was their contribution and their leadership, along with Dr. Gordon, Pam Gould, and Linda Cobert, that led the district to that A rating, along with the incredible work of our superintendent and her entire team. But I'd also like to recognize our current board members, Melissa Bird, Karen Castordental, and Angie Gallo, and Joanna Lopez, because they, along with me, are committed to carrying forward that incredible legacy. But there's one other person I want to recognize who won't be with us moving forward to carry on that legacy, but has been instrumental in helping us get there for the last 9 years. And that's our General Counsel, Woody Rodriguez. Woody, where are you? I had the pleasure, I would call it a blessing, of working with Woody Rodriguez in a former life when I was a county commissioner. He left me then too. I was so excited about joining the team and getting to work with him again, and it hasn't even been a year. Having said that, he is going to be working for the Orange County Expressway Authority, and it will be their great gain. But while he was with us, he not only gave us great counsel, he gave us heart and soul. Woody, you'll be missed. So let's talk about another initiative that helped make possible that A rating that we received this year, and that was the School Transformation Office, established by Dr. Jenkins in 2013. That office provides comprehensive support to low-performing schools, and since its inception, it has served 30 Title I schools. This past year, the School Transformation Office served 5 D or F-rated schools. Every single one of them rose to a letter grade of C or higher this year. And by the end of this past school year, we had no F-rated schools here in Orange County Public Schools. One proud example of success was Lake Weston Elementary School. They improved from a letter F to a letter B in a single year. 3 letter grades in 1 year. Let's hear from their principal and see what he has to say about that progress.
So my first priority was to make sure that we had an environment that was ready to receive the help that school transformation was giving us, and to do that, I had to make sure that students could believe in what they were doing and believe in themselves. And so my message to students last year was very simple. It was to just try. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about that we were an F. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about, I need you to make a 3 on FSA. We spent a lot of time just simply saying, I need you to try. Because if you try, you're going to do better than you did before, and you'll see the results.
So we have with us today Principal Leslie. We also have with us Dr. Schuler and Dr. Brown-Cannon, who are responsible for the School Transformation Office that have led so many schools to success. Can I ask all 3 of you to stand so we can recognize you? And I hope while you were watching that you noticed in the background the quality of the school that they were in. We'll talk about that later. But that is a brand spanking new school.
It pleases me to see so many of our outstanding administrators and teachers here today, many of whom volunteer to work in our most fragile schools, giving their all to ensure that every child succeeds. Thank you for your dedication and your work.
While our core business is educating young people, our highest priority is keeping them safe. We want to share with you what we can about our efforts to ensure the safety of our students and our employees, but we also want to take this opportunity to urge you to share with us your concerns, whether they're site-specific concerns or concerns about potential threats. You can share those concerns with law enforcement and school administrators by using a new app called Fortify FL. You can learn about it on the front page of our website or in the OCPS mobile app.
For security reasons, remember, we don't talk publicly about many of the safety measures we have in place, but we've made significant strides since the Sandy Hook shootings in 2012 to harden our facilities and make them more secure. And we've received excellent evaluations by third-party safety experts who've studied our plans.
And just last month, OCPS held a 2-day full-scale active assailant exercise hosted by our safety and emergency management team. The event included our district police, law enforcement officers from partner agencies, Orange County Sheriff's Office, the Orange County Fire Rescue District, the district staff, and school administrators.
I know the picture may be disturbing, but it's our reality today, and we have to be prepared. We've also met all the requirements set forth by the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act of 2018, including having a school resource officer at each school. And we partnered with the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation to implement a program that positively engages students in identifying threats of violence while proactively supporting students who may be in crisis.
Keeping our children safe, keeping our community safe is a community-wide responsibility. We want to recognize the role that Sheriff Mina, our district police, I think Chief Holmes may be with us today. I believe I saw him there. Chief Holmes, if you'll rise. I don't know if we have Sheriff Mina here, but I know, I happen to know we do have a member of the sheriff's team with us, and that would be Mike Crabb. Where's Mr. Crabb? All right, he was here with us somewhere.
He's there.
He's there? Happens to be married to one of our principals. And we want to thank all law enforcement that keeps our community safe every day, but especially those SROs that are in our schools every single day, making sure that our kids in our schools are as safe as possible. And just as we're focused on creating the safest physical environment, we're also working hard to create a safe emotional environment for all of our students, especially those facing a mental crisis or experiencing trauma. Did you know that more than half of all young people have reported exposure to violence or abuse? And by the age of 16, more than 1/3 will have experienced a potentially traumatic event. Because of this, OCPS is focused on mental, social, emotional, and behavioral health. We are also creating 24 trauma-informed schools focused on meeting the needs of the whole student by training our teachers to identify students adversely affected by trauma and to respond in a more appropriate and effective way.
We've also implemented additional direct counseling services for our students to assist with mental, social, and emotional issues. All middle and high schools have a full-time SAFE coordinator, and our 20 traditional high schools now also have a full-time social worker working directly with students. And every elementary school has been allocated a full-time certified school counselor position. Also, as part of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Mental Health Assistance Program, all OCPS employees throughout the district are receiving training to assist with identifying students that may need mental health counseling. As proud as we are of the work of our teachers and counselors, we know that parents play a crucial role in the lives of their children. And we also know that parenting isn't easy. So to help, we offer several parent support engagement programs, such as the Parent Academy. A newer effort involves our parent engagement liaisons, which are in 67 elementary schools and 19 middle schools and high schools. Through workshops, this program fosters partnerships between the schools and families to support student achievement. Take a look.
Another component of my position is to help educate and involve the surrounding community of the activities, which has helped create a learning environment that reaches beyond the classroom, into the home, and as well as the neighborhoods and surrounding community.
One of the most impacting moments, it was when we had the Dad and Donuts breakfast. And more than 150 participants show up. So the next day, here comes this mother talking about my son, my husband. They keep talking about this Dad and Donuts. And it was priceless.
As an avid proponent of parent and family engagement, it is really remarkable to see Orange County Public Schools placing parent and family engagement as a really high priority.
Would all of our parent engagement liaison coordinators in the audience today please stand to be recognized for your hard work?
Well, I still wonder if there shouldn't be a Moms for Muffins or Muffins for Moms Day. While OCPS has accomplished a great deal since 2000, we've still had our share of challenges, most of them funding related. And before I go on, I want to make sure everybody understands that my comments are not a reflection on our local delegation, most of whom are extremely supportive of public education and strong advocates for us in Tallahassee. But as one of the consistently fastest growing counties in the state, keeping up with growth has not been easy. One of the primary sources of revenues that districts rely on across the state for capital projects like building schools or renovating older ones is a local property tax. Prior to 2008, the millage rate for that tax was set by the state at 2 mills. However, during the 2008 and 2009 legislative session, districts were forced to reduce that rate to 1.5 mills. That 1/2 mil reduction might not sound like a lot, but to us, it's cost us $500 million in revenue for new school construction and for renovation projects. That's a lot of money. Now, districts with declining enrollment like Miami-Dade County or Broward or Pinellas or even Duval may not have seen a serious impact from that cutback, but Orange County Public Schools has added nearly 3 times more students over the last 9 years than any other urban district in the state. So a decline in capital for us, that's a serious problem.
In an effort to keep up with growth, OCPS has worked with the Orange County Board of County Commissioners to utilize every tool in the toolbox, and together, we've even created some new tools. In 2004, when Chair Jacobs was a county commissioner for the highest growth district, she proposed a charter amendment that was overwhelmingly approved by the voters. That charter amendment requires great coordination between the county, cities, and OCPS, and also requires developers in areas where schools are overcrowded to pay a mitigation fee in addition to impact fees. For today's students and parents concerned about portable classrooms, you may be asking, can't we do better? Yes, we could, with more resources, like the $500,000 in local property taxes we lost access to. However, in spite of that loss, and in spite of an increase in enrollment of 22,000 students, we've still reduced portables by 50%.
Well, we're not where we want to be yet, but we're clearly headed in the right direction. And that's why I want to share with you a concern that our board has with efforts that are underway to undermine our progress. For instance, this past legislative session, a bill was passed that threatens to further reduce the amount of local revenues that we receive to keep up with growth. We're working with Orange County on a solution, but for us to continue the progress of reducing portables, we need more money, not less money. But the single greatest challenge that we face is insufficient funding to pay our teachers and our classified employees a wage which honors the value they provide to our students every day. For years, Florida has been ranked among the lowest states in the nation for public education funding. Last year, the National Education Association ranked Florida 43rd in the nation. And for the last 4 years, the state has required OCPS and other districts to reduce our required local effort millage rate. Now, those taxes are for funding salaries and funding the operation of our schools. And while we've still seen a slight increase in that revenue, reducing that millage rate has cost the state $4.3 billion over the last 4 years. For OCPS, that translates into an estimated loss during those 4 years of $344 million. This year alone, the loss was approximately $134 million. That's equivalent to an 11% across-the-board raise that we could be offering our employees today, in addition to the raise that we've already offered. Now, for those of you who know me, I'm a fiscal conservative. I've never been about trying to raise taxes. But what we've looked at for the last 10 years isn't talking about raising taxes. What we're seeing is a reduction that isn't happening with counties or cities anywhere across the state. Nobody's been asked to make these kinds of reductions in our millage rates except for our schools. And we believe that our children are every bit as important, in fact, far more important to our future than our roads and our parks and all the other things that I loved doing and providing as mayor. Nothing is more important than our children, and nobody is more important to their education than our teachers. Thank you.
Well said, and it's also important to note, just in case anyone is wondering, the half-penny sales tax is for capital dollars. That's how we build schools and provide technology. Those dollars cannot be used to pay for more teachers and teacher raises. While we've had funding challenges at a state level and at a local level, we have been incredibly fortunate to have the support of the voters. Thank you. In 2002, they approved a referendum for a half-penny sales tax. Primary purpose of the tax was to renovate older schools, making them safer, healthier, and providing all students the same high-quality learning environment. The sales tax was approved once again in 2014 and has allowed us to renovate or replace 124 schools. Now, in 2010, 2014, and 2018, the voters approved a special millage that supplements our operating budget. Without that additional revenue, we wouldn't have been able to offer any significant raises since 2010. Instead, we would have been forced to cut hundreds of teaching positions and valuable programs like the arts, music, extracurricular activities. And we might not have been able to share with you the story of one of our own from Jones High School.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And those kids are so wonderful. They are my family. And so after I had the breast cancer surgery, I then went to go on through a series of treatments. And after I got back to work, I had to choose what time of day that I wanted to have my treatments done. And so I specifically picked in the middle of the day because my students were the first person I had to see before I left, and they had to be the first person I saw when I got back. They kept me going. They kept me wanting to live. They were my drive. They were my inspiration, and I'm here today a large part because of them.
Only the best of the best get to go to the grand stage of Carnegie Hall. So it's really been pushing us in practice to be the best version of ourselves. And I know we're going to get there, and we're going to do our very best, and it's going to be amazing.
To help all of you get to Carnegie Hall, Walmart is giving Jones High School a check for $100,000.
Oh, my God! Oh, my God.
I want you to know Jones High School did go to Carnegie Hall, and I actually witnessed that outstanding performance. Andrew Green is with us this morning. Would you please stand to be recognized?
Okay, if you were wondering who drew the short straw today, it's clearly me, because I have to follow that. Well, I believe it's indisputable that more funding is needed for public education in Florida. That in no way relieves us of our responsibility to ensure that we spend every dollar that we receive as effectively and efficiently as possible. And one way to measure efficiency is the administrative cost per student. According to the most recent report issued by the Florida Department of Education, OCPS has the lowest administrative cost per student among the 7 large urban school districts, and we are the 6th lowest out of 67 counties in the state. Great job, Dr. Jenkins. And this coming year, we're working together with Dr. Jenkins. Our board will take a new approach to develop next year's budget, but more about that later.
Earlier, I mentioned the half-penny sales tax, which helped us renovate our older schools. But part of our promise to the citizens was to also bring our schools up to the same educational standard. We call it educational equity. That's why we're very proud to announce that more than 147,000 devices were distributed last month through our digital learning initiative. All middle and high school students have their own laptop, and this year we expanded into more of our elementary schools. Thanks to the support of our voters and the half-penny sales tax, we're on track to be fully one-to-one by 2021.
Now, with 5 new board members coming on at the same time and a strategic plan that was developed 10 years ago, the board decided to take a fresh look at that strategic plan, starting with changes to our vision and mission statements to more accurately reflect who we are and where we're going. Our vision statement was revised to say that our vision is to ensure that every student has a promising and successful future. You might have heard something along those lines in the invocation this morning. We believe, I'm sorry, Dr. Jenkins?
Thank you, Pastor Ken, for that shout out in your prayer. We believe that each of our students can attain a level of success, and OCPS can alter the path of every student's life for the better, regardless of their economic or social issues. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from one of our students, Kayla Martinez.
I lived here until I was 11, and then my family had to renew their visas. Once we went to Venezuela, their visas got denied, and we ended up living in Venezuela for about 8 years. Every year we would have at least one appointment at the embassy, and then they would always say we needed some other type of document. At this point, the country was really in a bad state to the point where they weren't letting anyone leave, so they got denied once again. Because I'm an American citizen, my family decided that it would be best for me to just come back to the U.S. and try to finish my studies here. I do rent a room in a house with a family I met last year, and I have 2 jobs. I don't own a car on campus. I'm all about school. As soon as I step out, I'm all about work There's a point where I may want something really bad, but I just can't have it because I need it for something else that's more important. It was actually thanks to my teachers here in Cypress Creek that made me realize you need to keep working hard to get there. I know I've been accepted into 2 colleges already with 2 scholarships. When I found out I was accepted, I didn't really believe it.
That was just one example of the impact we can have on the life of a student. Which brings us to our revised mission statement. It says, with the support of families and the community, we create exciting and successful pathways to lead our students to success.
We also know that to achieve our goals, our budget must be closely aligned with our strategic plan. To accomplish this, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using a new approach for developing next year's budget. One that's going to require a lot more time and involvement from the board, but it will also create a lot more transparency for our 25,000 employees and for the general public.
Now that you've had a look at what we've been working on, we want to hear from you. In the coming weeks, we will ask stakeholders for feedback about our revised strategic plan. In fact, the link goes live today. We want to hear from you. We've looked at data. Board members are aware of their constituents' needs. We've done SWOT analysis. We need to hear from you about whether or not we've missed anything that should be included.
We're also looking for feedback on school start times. But first, a little bit of background. Science has shown that high school students' brains require more sleep and are wired to stay awake later, even if we as parents try to force them to go to bed early. However, with our present rate of funding, there's that word again, moving high school start times back by, say, an hour would require significant changes to either elementary or middle school schedules or both. About 10 years ago, the school district swapped middle school and high school start times, and the pushback was so overwhelming from parents that the next year, newly elected board members reversed that decision. While most board members see the value in starting high school start times later, we also recognize the impact these decisions will make on all of our families and students. And that's why conducting this community survey is so important to us. But I think it's also important to note that we only face this dilemma because of insufficient transportation funding. The state mandates transportation of our students, and we agree with that, but they only provide about $31 million for that transportation, where the actual cost is closer to $67. That's over twice the amount. If this were fully funded, OCPS would have an additional $36 million for transportation service. If we had that, we could adjust the high school start times without interfering with elementary or middle school start times. That makes a lot of sense. It just doesn't make financial sense today.
Community support is so important to our core business. Last year, we're very proud to say more than 58,000 Addition volunteers logged 1.7 million volunteer hours, and more than 2,800 business partners in education helped support our schools. Thank you.
Likewise, our faith-based initiative works with organizations to benefit students. What began with only 40 partners in 2012 has increased to 203 institutions of faith today. That's a 400% increase.
There's something else that we are very excited to share with you today. This year, Orange County Public Schools turns 150 years old. So for the record, our school district was founded 4 years after the end of the Civil War on December 11, 1869, with the appointment of 3 board members and the first superintendent, William A. Lovell. For anyone from the Apopka area, you recognize that Lovell Elementary bears his name. So we couldn't let this milestone go unrecognized. Today, we are kicking off a year-long effort to celebrate our past, educate our community, and reconnect with our alumni. If you've driven by any of our schools this year, you might have noticed a commemorative 150th anniversary flag flying out front. It was my pleasure to help raise that flag at Howard Middle School on the first day of school this year. Howard was built in 1926 as Orlando High School. Famous graduates such as astronaut John Young, actor Buddy Ebsen, Nobel Prize winner Marshall Nirenberg walked its halls.
That's the kind of historical information we hope our community will find interesting, and we plan to share it on a new website launching today, 150.ocps.net. This site will be our repository for all kinds of content that we will generate over the course of the year, but you'll also be able to read about our history and even share your story or old photos with us.
So by a show of hands, who in the room are alumni of Orange County Public Schools? Oh, look at that.
Wow.
What would you think? That's a good 1/2 to 2/3. Well, we hope every one of you will write a check. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is, I'm so sorry. That is not in the script. I just gave someone a coronary in the back of the room. Scott's sweating. I'm sorry. No, Scott's smiling, actually. That is not in the script. We hope every one of you will help us celebrate by posting a message on social media, such as, I'm a proud graduate helping OCPS celebrate 150 years, hashtag OCPS150. That hashtag, OCPS150, is important to make sure we see your messages.
Even if you're not an alumni like me and the other 1/3 to 1/2 of the room, you can still show your support with a message like, congratulations to Orange County Public Schools for 150 years of leading students to success, hashtag OCPS150. And on December 11th, go Orange, oh my, with us and help celebrate. Hopefully you will see some famous landmarks around town displaying their orange OCPS pride as well.
Then we will culminate our 150th celebration with the induction of 5 more people into the OCPS Hall of Fame, 3 alumni, an educator, and a community champion. In fact, I am happy to announce this morning one of our first inductees is actually here. Please join me in congratulating Jones High School graduate, former Chief Judge of the Ninth Circuit, Belvin Perry. Stand up. If I recall right, percussionist under Chief Wilson at Jones High School. Save the date, March 28th, for the Hall of Fame event at the Rosen Shingle Creek Resort. Before we close, I'm also excited to share the story of another one of our exceptional teachers. Dr. Jeffrey Redding, the Director of Choral Activities at West Orange High School, was named the 2019 Music Educator of the Year by the Recording Academy and Grammy Museum. Please watch.
Always keep this close and you'll never need more.
The power of this chorus is in more than the voices of its singers. It comes from chorus director Jeffrey Redding's philosophy.
What are some of the things that inspire you that he teaches?
Dr. Redding, he's very adamant about passion and purpose and making sure that everyone is accepted.
Are there lessons in what you do to unify different people that spill over way beyond music?
Oh, absolutely. The first thing is when a student walks into your room, they're people. You treat them as equals. The first thing you may see is someone's color, someone's weight, someone's this, that, and the other. But when they sing, you see their spirit.
I just want him to know that all the work that he put into me, my goodness, is not going to be lost. And I just want to be able to give him all of my love and support, like no matter what, and always be able to be there for him like he was for me.
He's given me my identity. That's what he's given me. That's the single greatest thing. He's given me my identity.
I love those kids. And it's a relationship, it's bonding. Now we get to share it with the world. Don't sing to impress, you sing to inspire.
Now, before you clap, I have to tell you, if you've ever been in his classroom, and I have, that passion comes through in the classroom. It's not just when he's on stage or cameras are present. Principal took me in, and Dr. Redding's saying, own the music, and he's inspiring those. And I'm in the back of the room, I'm starting to think I can sing. Believe me, I can't sing, but I just wanted to jump in. I'm thinking, own the music, I can do that. We are so proud to have with us today Grammy Award winning Dr. Jeffrey Redding. Please stand.
I tell you, that last statement, just in case it slipped past you, because I've had the opportunity to listen to that tape over and over again, that last statement, don't sing to impress, sing to inspire. Don't live to impress, live to inspire. That is so profound. Thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for planting that inspiration on all of your students. We've shared a lot with you this morning, and we hope you walk away proud of what your school district is doing every day. Inspired by the efforts underway to change the lives of our children for the better. And renewed with optimism in the future, knowing that dedicated teachers are helping all of our students' success. Even some of our students who are overcoming incredible odds. And we hope you walk away with a sense of urgency. Because if we're going to continue the momentum that we've gained over the last 20 years, and we've done some extraordinary things in the last 20 years, we must continue as a community, as a nation, to recognize and appreciate the profound role that teachers play in the lives of our students every day, and the profound role that they play in our future, our community's future, our nature's future, our nation's future. I've talked a lot this morning about funding challenges and local school districts and what we're up against. But unlike Dr. Jenkins, I am not going to ask you to get your checkbook out right now. But I am going to ask you this. Everybody can do something to support Orange County Public Schools. You wouldn't be here if you weren't already a supporter. But think about what else you might be able to do, whether it's your time, your talent, yes, maybe your resources, but more important than anything, your advocacy. Make sure that teachers know how much you appreciate them. And please share our message with the legislature that we've got to fund education at a reasonable level, not skyrocketing taxes, just a reasonable, fair level, so that we can continue our progress, so that we can secure the safety of our community and our nation, and our economic safety and security as well. We need your help to safeguard the next 150 years of leading our students' success. As the chair of the Orange County School Board, I look forward to seeing what we can accomplish together. I know that we can continue to count on your support because the future depends on it. God bless you.